Hello and welcome to a vlog where I actually take the van out. Not on an overnight camping trip this time, it is a day trip. Camping trips will be coming soon, I've had a few people asking, but I do need really to finish the rejig of the van before I go out camping. I could go out at the moment, I suppose, if I use my little portable camping stove, but after today I will have the big lithium battery and a shunt and can start putting in all the electrics and wiring for the induction cooktop. So I would prefer to get all that done and then we can give that system a full test. By the way, if you're wondering what the loud roaring noise is that you can probably hear on the microphone, I'm having to defrost the inside windscreen. It's completely iced up. It was so cold overnight, there is just solid ice on the inside of the windscreen, so I've got the fan on, the engine running, and it is gently defrosting before I set off. I am going over to Nottingham to EcoTree Lithium, and I must disclose, in the interests of full transparency, I think I mentioned this in a previous video, I have done an arrangement with them whereby they are giving me this big battery for free because they know it'll end up in the videos. Now, they haven't paid me to do an ad for them. This is not a sponsored video. I'm not going to sit here and start extolling the virtues or something. They've simply said, yes, you can have a battery, because they know it'll end up in the videos and they get a bit of PR out of it. They've done it with a lot of other YouTubers, but they're not paying me. It isn't an advert. They are giving me a battery. I suppose that's a sort of payment, but you know, I'm not required to do any spiel for them. That's what I'm trying to say. Just so you know, I thought I'd better be upfront and transparent about that. So the shunt and the battery are coming from EcoTree. They're also a motorhome dealer. I mean, EcoTree Lithium sprang out of a motorhome dealer, so they've got a big forecourt with loads of motorhomes, so we might have a quick browse and a peek into some of those as well, I'm hoping. And I believe also there may be another YouTuber at the site as well, so we'll catch up with him. Anyway, once this window gets defrosted, which could take a while it seems, I shall be off.
And off meant going up to the very top of the M42 motorway, which in fact stops being a motorway somewhere near Lichfield and becomes the A42 dual carriageway instead. Regardless of designation, it ends up terminating by joining the M1, and for my purposes this was a brief dalliance with that motorway, as Nottingham is a mere hop and a skip further to the north. So it wasn't long before I turned off down another A road for a mile or so until I came to the roundabout that would direct me to Oaktree. And it really did. They have a sign on the roundabout pointing you in the right direction.
And here we are, Oaktree Motorhomes, home of EcoTree Lithium. Now, the man I'm here to see has nipped off to a physio appointment, but he'll be back in half an hour. So let's have a look round.
Oh, I told you there was going to be someone else here. Look, it's Darren the Urban Motorhome. How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Oh, very well, very well.
Good,
Hey, I thought you were changing this out for another one.
Soon. Very, very, very soon.
I do like poking round motorhomes. Or if I'm on the canals, poking around other people's boats. I tell you what, let's have a look at this one. I'm quite fond of this kind of thing. I'm less keen on the coach builts, though there are a few I like. But let's have a look. What do we get for 60 grand? How old is this for a start? 2021. Right, let's have a look inside. I trust this is open. Oh, it is. How long do you reckon this is? 6? Probably 6 metres, isn't it? So you've got your standard layout here with a dining table at the front. I've just banged my head. Oh, yes, I have. Cab there, rotatable seats. Kitchen area here. Storage above, as you'd expect. And then at the back, what have we got? A little lounge area that obviously converts to a bed. More storage. You've got your fridge opposite the kitchen, and in there of course is your toilet and shower compartment. Compact as they inevitably are, but you could get yourself washed in there and do all your business. And under there I'm guessing that's bits that come out to make either the bed at the back or an extra bed here. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of this kind of layout. It all feels a bit cramped because of this you've got so little gap here, it all feels very cramped there and very cramped at the back. And this is not a bad dining layout, but you couldn't exactly sit here in the evenings. So you'd end up sitting at the back here, which again just feels a little bit small. Let's go and look at some others. I am a bit partial to a standard V-dub motorhome. 43 grand. Let's have a peek. Now this is from 2016. There's the spec. And they're all very standard, aren't they, these VW campervans in their layout. You've got the sliding rock and roll type bed there. Bit of storage at the back. Cupboards over. Sink below with fridge, a little oven there, a little mini oven. And again, a rotatable double seat there. Plus, of course, something I always wanted for my van, but I couldn't afford it when I did the conversion, the pop top. I could probably afford it now, but whether it'd be easy to retrofit is another question entirely. You certainly do get a much greater sense of space with the pop top, whereas my van does feel very cramped. But I've never really worked out what you do for cooking at these. I mean, not in terms of, look, there's obviously sink and hob, but are you supposed to stand here while you cook? I suppose you could. A little bit low, but you could stand. Or are you supposed to kneel? In which case you're on the floor. I don't know. What do people do in these vans? Let's have a look round this with its custom number plate. And costing £58,000. It's quite smart, isn't it? Alright, well straight away this is different, isn't it? Because you've got some sort of storage area there, followed by the loo and shower. And then up and in, oh, excuse me, over to the kitchen area on this side. Little tiny little microwave. Is it a microwave or just a little mini oven? I'm not sure. Anyway, there's that. And then at the back, you've got a much larger loungy bed conversion area, which does feel more open. Complete with telly. Fridge down there. And lots of cupboards over. As well as this skylight immediately above me. This feels like it must be 6.5, possibly even 7 meters long. Again, I don't warm to it. I don't know why. Let's wander further along and maybe pop into one or two of these coach builts. What shall we have a look at? Need to find one that isn't sold, because if it's sold I can't go in it because it belongs to someone then. What about an auto sleeper? I like auto sleepers. Let's have a look at this. It's quite compact, isn't it? I'm going to guess that's about 5 meters. Purely a guess. Right, LPG tank, some sort of storage access, door at the back. Regular viewers will know I am a fan of a good waste bin. And that is a usable waste bin on the door. Little step to help you get in. And I do like this layout in the motorhomes. The kitchen at the back. You've got 4 burners on the hob, you've got an oven, you've got a sink, you've got storage over. And then to the right here you've got the microwave and there is a fridge under. Down there is a heating system by Truma. And then in that is the washroom. Might as well have a peek while we're here. Oh, that's quite sizable, isn't it? Actually, yes. Separate little shower area. That whole door with the sink on it swivels in, I think, so as to give you, well, to stop the shower splashing all over the toilet. That is a decent size area, isn't it? Actually, not bad at all. And then a nice big lounge area which converts to a bed. Driving position at the front, there's a skylight over the top and loads of storage. I do prefer this, although I prefer not coach builts. The coach builts seem to have better layouts, I think. The only thing that would improve this is if that was a drop-down bed that could just descend and then you wouldn't have to make it up from the seats. Other than that, I like this. Now, I am fond of a Berstner motorhome because I've seen a couple that I really liked. So let's have a look. This is an Ixio, whatever that means. I thought this was the door in, but actually it's just a giant garage area at the back. Slightly smaller door on the other side to the garage, but this is the actual access. Berstner being German, they have the door on the other side, of course. Oh, you know, I do like this. Look at that for a lounging area at the front. You know, for someone who's very antisocial, I'm quite fond of having a nice sociable lounge space. But that is huge, isn't it? You have people there, people there, people there. It's vast. And that will, I assume, convert to a bed. There's no overhead bed in this that I can see. Or maybe there is, actually. Does that look like a drop-down overhead bed? It does, doesn't it? No reason for that to have a gap in it otherwise. I think that comes down. And then at the back, you've got the kitchen and bathroom. So there's your kitchen area. That is nice. I like that. Vast acres of storage along the edge there. Decent sized fridge. And then right at the back, just before that garage area, there's the loo. There's the shower. There's the shower. Oh, this is very spacious indeed. Yes, I definitely have a thing for Berstner motorhomes. This is an auto sleeper, and they make the van that I like, that Jits into the Sunset have. I think it's called a Symbol. This is a Symbol Plus, and it's obviously the modern version. So this is definitely worth a peek. There's the cab, and then you have a nice big sitting room seating area here. And this single seat, I'm pretty certain, pulls out across here to make either a single bed or, in conjunction with the one over here, a double bed. So a little bit of faff to make it up. But then at the back, you've got your kitchen area on the left. There's the fridge, there's the kitchen. Yes, this is different to how Jits has it, which is one down there and the kitchen and the bathroom on the right. This is across the back. I like that, actually. Microwave, storage, there's your bathroom. Decent shower area, isn't it? Yes. I do also like an auto sleeper Symbol. If I was going to have one of these things, it would be something like this. I like that kitchen. I like the way it curves around there. What have we got in here? Ah, cushions to make up the bed. Fair enough. And let's give you a different view of that. Big cupboard next to the shower. Lots of storage and shelves and things. And you've got other little shelving, not shelving, cupboardy bits like this just behind there. That's useful. One up here. A snip at 60 grand. For comparison, immediately next to it is the standard auto sleeper Symbol, not the Plus version, which you'll see has the same bench seat over there, single seat over here, but then at the back, this is shorter, isn't it? Yes, it is. You've got the kitchen area over on the left. This is how I was describing the other one. And then the bathroom area over there. Funny thing is, on the earlier versions of these, this was all flat at one level, which to me made sense. And then you had a big worktop, whereas here, because of the giant fridge, it's all a bit, I don't know, just a bit odd. I think I prefer it all flat like the earlier ones. You've got good storage in here though, lots of overhead cupboards and things. And a very useful bit up there. And again, lots of light could come in through that. I tell you what, let's see if I can open that. How does that open? Oh, you just push it, well that makes sense. And then lots of light flooding in. Nice.
This is all very well, but I was actually here for one of these, a lithium battery, and this was the one they kindly let me have. A whopper at 320 amp hours, that's 4 kilowatt hours, which will be plenty to power my induction cooktop, especially as the battery has a 2 kilowatt constant output rating.
Whoa! Okie dokie, I've had a lovely chat about lithium with Rob, I've had a nice cup of tea, and now I'm going to take the van up to their workshop where they're firstly going to check out my old charger, which I'm never convinced has worked properly from the start. And then we're going to load the battery into the van and I can be ready to go home.
I was very grateful for this, as my charger had never seemed right, always making a weird buzzing, hissing noise. But one of the Oaktree technicians took it out, tested it and swapped it for a new one.
Oh, look, toys. New little mains charger. That's a shunt. And that's the battery. And just down there, you can just about see it. There's a 300 amp mega fuse down there, which I'll need coming off the battery. So I'm all set to start doing some upgrades.